All right, fellas, that's gonna be part 3 of the 3-part series. I don't know if y'all can hear it yet, but we got that thing installed. She's running. Now all I gotta do is get it tuned and she'll be road ready. But we got it back together. I did run into a couple of difficulties, but it wasn't my fault. It was a tool I bought from rented from O'Reilly's. Yeah, listen to that thing. I'm sure it'll sound a lot better when I get the long tubes on it. I ordered some long tube headers. So that should be in about a week, I think it said. It said 5 to 8 days, so we'll see. So I don't know if I'm gonna wait to get it tuned once I get the headers on, or just go ahead and get it tuned, because you really can't. I mean, you can drive it now, but when you put it in gear, it wants to die because I mean, you can see how low it's idling right there, and the check engine light's from the random misfire, which, you know, you're gonna have. But yeah, everything went smoothly, man. Like I said, I worked on it 2 days when I got off of work for about 3 or 4 hours, and then I worked on it yesterday for about 5 hours, I want to say, and that was just me, you know, taking my time, making sure everything was good. Yeah, let me pop the hood for you guys. And I was going to record me taking it all apart, but I started a video and my phone got hot, so it cut off, so it didn't even record half of the stuff. So I just, like, you know, I can't restart now, so I'm like, I'll just start the video at once. But yeah, man, everything's back together. No leaks, anything like that. Oh, I might want to put my radiator cap back on there, eh? I was wondering why I wasn't getting up to temp. That might be why. Okay. So now let's see if the temperature goes to where it's supposed to be. It should now. Not yet. But I have to go to a junkyard to a pick and pull. I got to get me another one of these clusters, because look, this thing, and I pulled it apart, and now I can't switch through the little dash thing there. But yeah, man, everything went smoothly. Everything went smoothly. Definitely, if you don't have one of these, let me show you what I got right here. Actually, a co-worker of mine gave me this thing, which I was gonna pay for it from him, but he's like, no, just have it. He don't never use it. But let me show you what we got. So yeah, that's gonna be the next project though. 97. We got to get a motor back in it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If you don't got one of these right here, you're in trouble, because that harmonic balancer bolt, oh my god, this thing makes cake work of it, man. I'm sure there's other ones in Milwaukee, DeWalt, Cobalt, Snap-on, Matco, things like that. Yeah, you're definitely going to need that to bust that harmonic balancer bolt off. And I definitely recommend getting you some of this stuff here to spray all your stuff off, to get everything cleaned up. There's the aftermath, all the fluid that drained out. Something else I recommend getting when you get your heads off, get you some of this stuff here, some 1000 grit sandpaper, and just lightly go over your blocks and get all the old gasket material off, things like that. And here's all the old lifters and springs and things like that. I'm not gonna dig into them. I just washed my hands, and my hands are beat up. They're freaking sore. What else? Oh yeah, the puller for the harmonic balancer. If you're looking at an installer from O'Reilly's, don't do it. Don't do it. I freaking I don't know how to explain it. There was like a long sleeve that you put a nut through, or a bolt through. It's longer than the sleeve, and then you put this little adapter on that fits the same size as the crank bolt. But once you screw that thing in there, I screwed it in, And then when I went to wind it out, and I was thinking in my head, I'm like, when I wind this out, that little piece that's screwed into the crank itself is gonna stay inside. And sure enough, if it didn't. So I was panicked, man, because the bolt was in there and I couldn't get it out. Then I put one of these bolts right here inside the sleeve. Well, I think I broke it. And it broke off in there. So then I was like, oh my God. So, and it was, you couldn't even feel it. I mean, it wasn't flush with the crank, so you couldn't even see it. So I had to go to AutoZone and give me an ease out. And it worked. I couldn't believe it. I was going to take a picture of what I was talking about, but I forgot before I returned that piece of junk to O'Reilly's. But what I did to get the harmonic balancer back on there is, I know a lot of people might not have these, but me being a plumber, you know, I had one in hand. What I did is got me some good old MAP gas and a torch, and I heated that harmonic balancer up for about 5 minutes. And it slid right on there. Well, it slid on there enough to where I could get me a rubber mallet and tap it on the rest of the way just to get some thread started on the crank bolt. And then I just eased my way into it with the crank bolt, and it went right on. But that was the hardest part, getting the harmonic balancer back on, man. That was a chore in itself. But I mean, everything else went smoothly. I'm just letting it, I only let it run for about an hour yesterday, so I'm gonna let it run a little bit longer today so those gaskets can cure and all that good stuff. I was gonna try to take it down the road, but when I put it in reverse, it tried to die, and I'm like, I don't want to burn my starter up. So I sent a message to the guy that's gonna tune it, see when he can get it in the shop. But yeah, man, she's ready to roll. It sounds so good. I know it's gonna sound real good when I get the headers, the headers and the Y pipe on there, which it sounds good now. And like I said, that's untuned. Just a muffler delete right now, so you're actually not getting the full sound of it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Does it sound good? And I can finally roll my windows down. I got my tents good. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys have any questions on anything, on how bad it was, just drop me a comment in the comment section or message me on Instagram, and I'll get back to you guys. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. If you guys enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.